Shout out to Disney. They hooked me up with a lot of cool swag, and I just put the outfit together. I got the Mickey racing jacket with the baseball tee, and put some leather pants together, and had to put a little razzle dazzle with the boots. You feel me?
Hi, I'm Alex Rigotti with Enemy, and today we are here with Anderson Paak. Anderson, welcome.
Thank
nice
you.
to have you here. You are going to do this amazing tour for Disney, right? So please tell us all about that. What's it all about?
We're just gonna have parties, Mickey Mouse house parties, and we're utilizing some super cool technology, and we're gonna have all the whole gang with us. All Mickey's friends are coming in. We're doing live final DJ sets, and I got Donald coming in with Mickey doing DJ battles, and a bunch of cool people that hopefully are ready to dance.
Right, so how is this Mickey and Donald DJ battle going to work?
Pretty much, I'm gonna do a quick set, and then I'm gonna bring them in, and they're gonna battle each other. And I caught a little bit at soundcheck, and it's gonna be super sick.
Do you have any thoughts on who might win?
It's tough. I think it's pretty much neck and neck. I think the winner is gonna really have to, when the audience is in front of them. I think that's what we'll see. Who's gonna, push forward for sure.
And then you kind of mentioned that it's going to be parties, and I'm sure you've thrown quite a lot of parties in your life, right? So can you describe to us what is the secret of a really good party?
A really good party is really good music, really good food, and a really good space. And you got to have space that's well air conditioned, that has good parking, and people can feel comfortable to dance and, just like free their inhibitions. I think those are pretty much the three things.
So another thing, you were kind of mentioning the technology on this tour, right? So could you go into a little bit more about why that inspires you so much?
I mean, I do a lot of shows myself, and I'm always looking for new inventive ways to make the show better and raise the production value up. And Disney, I feel like, is always on the cutting edge of creating these amazing experiences. And they've done it again, even with these Mouse House parties, with the projection mapping and bringing the characters into the party and making it feel like you're actually within the cartoon, which is like all I've ever wanted to do, even since I was a little kid.
You know what I like about you today is that you look like you're dressed exactly from a cartoon. You look so unreal. Can you walk me through the whole outfit today?
Well, shout out to Disney. They hooked me up with a lot of cool swag, and I just put the outfit together. I got the Mickey racing jacket with the baseball tee, and put some leather pants together, and had to put a little razzle dazzle with the boots. You feel me?
And also what I'm noticing is this very sleek bob.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I feel like you've had quite a lot of hairstyles throughout your time. So what image does a sleek bob give to you?
Sleek bob is classic Pee-wee. This is like the silhouette that I love, and I'm in London, and I don't have to worry about humidity, and I can let the bob just hang, and I don't have to worry about it sweating out. It's gonna be perfect for the weather, for the scene. Yeah.
Got the shades on, got the bob on.
You know what I'm saying? There's something about the silhouette.
So you've mentioned Pee-wee a couple times, right? That's your DJ persona. So how did you come up with Pee-wee? Where did it start from?
DJ Pee-wee originated within Silk Sonic, my group with Bruno, and we were rehearsing night in after day and hours, and we were getting a bit agitated and cranky, and we were even rehearsing on Halloween, which is one of my favorite days. And I came in with the bob one day just to kind of lighten the mood, and everyone was cracking up. And Bruno looked at me. He's like, "You gotta wear that. You're Pee-wee on the drums now." And he gave me that name right then and there. And I just kept wearing it. It put a smile on everyone's face, and it made me feel like really cool. Something about having hair and being able to swing it around and just like completely changed my whole attitude. So it put me in a different zone, and that's pretty much where it derived from. And after the Silk Sonic shows, I would go off and DJ the after parties, and I would keep the wig on. And I was like, wait, maybe I can kind of like, that was the birth of DJ Pee-wee pretty much.
See, but I believe you've been DJing back when you lived in Ventura in high school, right?
That's right.
So what were you DJing back then?
I was DJing on vinyl as well, and I was going by DJ Styles. And I was DJing my house parties and school dances, birthdays, weddings, Yeah, I was doing a lot of DJing back then.
That's so cute. What was like the ultimate party starter back in the day?
The ultimate party starter, well, maybe we have to keep it PG for Disney. But back then, I graduated 2024, so it was like a lot of Missy, a lot of like Ludacris, Nelly, Jay-Z, Eminem, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, those were really huge back then.
That sounds amazing. And so now, do you feel that the audiences between the house parties in Ventura and the House of Mouse audiences, do you feel that they're different?
I feel like no, I think it's pretty much the same. I feel like everybody wants to hear good music, and I feel like good music, and music to dance to, and it's really cool now to hear a lot of the stuff that I played when I was in high school. Now it's like throwback stuff now for the younger kids, and they're going back and doing their research, and they really like that music too. So, which is a lot of stuff I play, and a lot of even older material they love too. So, I feel like if you come to a DJ Pee Wee party, you're open to a lot of different genres, and yeah, it's really exciting to see that the songs that are good and timeless, they last forever.
I think you've previously said that DJing has kind of led you to rediscover new genres or to kind of find love for new things. So what was the surprising discovery for you in this sort of DJ journey?
I've gotten into like a lot of house music, a lot of dance music, a lot of 80s music, new wave, and also, you know, back into appreciating a lot of the stuff that I grew up on too, the 2000s and 90s stuff as well.
You were on Keishanada's album, recent album, right? So like, do you feel like you've had a lot of conversations with him about your new house discoveries?
Yeah. You know, I've gotten to open up for him as well. We did a big show at the Cal Palace in San Francisco, and he's a big DJ Pee Wee fan and supporter, and it's always great to be able to have DJs that and producers that you look up to and have a lot of respect to that are jamming to your music and your sets as well. It means a lot.
I also want to talk about the vinyl aspect of your DJing, right? Because it could be so easy to just kind of take a USB, do what most DJs do, right? Is there something for you about vinyl that makes it really special to DJ?
Yes, I'd love to actually mix records and beat match and be able to. I'm not good with computers and sticks and all this stuff, and I barely know how to handle my iPad. And I had a laptop, but I lost it, you know, in a few days. So in order for me to do this, I need to actually have physical things, and I'm so glad that I'm able to have people like Eddie Mack, who is like my DJ sensei, and curate a lot of the vinyl, and he's like a human Serato, and we're up there like Daft Punk, and we're like working as a duo. I think it's really cool for me, and it's a great outlet, and I'm able to take records and listen to them and really sit there and try to mix them. And not every mix is perfect, and sometimes you get a great mix, and that's the exciting part for me.
Well, could you explain your connection to Eddie Mack and how he's helped you with this DJing stuff?
Yeah, we're like Cuss and Mike Tyson, you know. He's like my coach, and he has such a deep knowledge of records from all over every genre. So there's not a record that he doesn't know about, and if he doesn't know about it, he's searching it and he's figuring out how we can put it in the set, and we're always working together and how we can knock the crowd out, you know, and like keep them dancing. So it's a relationship that I really cherish, and it's been really big for me because at a time where I didn't really know what my next move was, I was able to dip into DJing and develop a really big passion for it. And he was also in a stage of his life too where he was looking for something else too. And I think we found each other at the right moment.
I think your musicianship, it's always so, it thrives off of collaboration, right? They're all across the board. Why do you think you work so well in that kind of dynamic?
I think that I have a gift of bringing the best out of other people, especially when I can see that someone's bringing the best out of me, and I have no problem with staying in my lane and figure out a lane that I can thrive in, and I don't have to be the main guy, or if I do need to be the main guy, then I'll do that. But I get a deep joy out of collaboration. I feel like there's things I can do when I collaborate that I can't do with just solo. It's a mind state that I put myself in when I'm working with other people. that helps me be even more creative.
So maybe as an example, when you're working with collaborators like Bruno, for instance, what do you think he brings to the dynamic that you couldn't do alone?
I think he brings just a number of things. I think he's one of the best performers, singers, songwriter, producers in the game. And there's so much to learn from working with him. And the fact that he's willing to share the stage, share studio space and writing with another person is huge. And that person was me. And I think that I don't know who else that could have been, and he doesn't really collab with too many people. So there was a lot to learn in that process, and a lot of fun to be had. I'm a person that is usually not so concerned about structure and all these different things. I kind of go with the flow, and after working with him, I learned a lot about song structure. I learned a lot about not only creating a great song, but also now how are we going to perform it? How are we going to sell it? How are we going to present it to the audience? So that was huge.
It's really interesting. When I watched the video for Smoking Out the Window, I saw that you took a lot of delight in the acting kind of aspects of the video. Is that something that sort of led to your future collaborations with film?
Absolutely. We had a lot of fun. And one thing Bruno always used to say is like, you should just be an actor. And he directs all his own videos. And when we were doing that video, he didn't have much of a treatment, but one thing he said is, okay, you know that part where it says you want to die, you're going to be laying on the floor. That's all I got. And I was like, all right, cool. So we had so much fun, just like being able to do so much acting and directing as well. And that definitely helped inspire the next era in my career.
Yeah, I want to really quickly touch on that because you've had a really busy past couple of years sort of making all these film projects, right?
Yeah.
And I want to start with K-Pops because that premiered at Toronto International Film Festival last month, right? Mm-hmm. So first of all, what did it mean to you to have your film premiere at such a prestigious, and it's your first time directing as well. What does it feel like to have your first ever film debut at a festival like Toronto?
It was huge. Just my first film, and we worked so hard on it for years, and to do it with my son, to do it with the stellar cast that I had and friends and family, it was huge. I didn't think about it being accepted into the Toronto Film Festival, and we barely got it in on time. It was still a work in progress when we did. So I was very nervous, and even just showing it to anybody because we hadn't showed anybody. So the fact that it was able to be accepted in such a prestigious film festival was huge. And then to premiere it and to see the reception it had, I'm still on a high.
What do you think resonated so much with people about the movie?
I think nowadays there's a lot of heavy, deep movies that are could be that weigh on a lot of people's hearts and could be a bit dark. And I think for once it was cool for people to see a feel-good movie that had heart and charisma, and to watch a son and his dad on screen with great music and be introduced to a genre that they might not know too much about, like K-pop, and also the combination of that and African American culture with Anderson Paak and everything else. I think it was very refreshing for people.
So talk to me about how this movie came to be. When did it all start?
I was inspired by my son in quarantine. I was stuck at the house, couldn't tour. So then I was like, okay, what we doing? And my son was like, I want to do YouTube. Okay, what the hell is that? And I was like, checking out his page. I was like, okay, let's do some skits. And then I'm going to post them on my page and we can get you some subscribers. And then I started realizing how much of a natural he was in front of the camera. And he inspired me to write a script for us. And my whole household was obsessed with K-pop. They were really obsessed with BTS. And I didn't get it at the time. I was more like, okay, you need to know about BET. And they were like, no, we're going to show you like the concert. And then I became a fanatic as well, and inspired me to just write a movie about, creating a bond with my son and how I was able to do that through his interests.
I think the part of this movie, it sounds like it's grappling with both those sides of identities, right? Which is something that you've had to navigate throughout your entire life. So how did it feel approaching the more Korean side of that culture, that kind of side of you with your son?
It felt great. It felt great to celebrate it. It felt great. Just like when I was coming up, we grew up in a Black household. My mom was born in Korea, but she was adopted, didn't know her parents, and her adopted parents were military officials, African American, and they grew up in Compton and then, raised there. And she moved out to Oxnard. So we were always very proud of our culture, but I didn't know much about my Korean culture until Seoul's mom came into my life, and she pretty much schooled us on everything, and from the food to the music to the people that he hangs around with at church, and very proud of both. And so I thought the K-pop was a great vehicle to celebrate both cultures, and it was a unique story that I feel like only a few people could tell. So I'm glad I was able to do it.
I believe you went to South Korea to film this movie, right?
Yeah.
Did you take your mom with you as well?
My mom didn't go, but my sisters went.
And how did it feel for them?
It felt great. I put them in the movie.
Nice.
They did some cameo. Yeah.
Did you guys sort of like have any, well, I mean, you've probably grown up eating lots of great Korean food anyways, but was there anything in particular in South Korea that you were like,
oh yeah. We got down with the Korean barbecue, the japchae, all this stuff. It was great.
So your son was into K-pop at the time, but I think you said by the time he got to the movie, he sort of fell out of it a little bit and got more into like Nirvana, right?
Yeah, he's a teenager now. When we started, the process, he was like 8 years old, and kids get into stuff and then they get out of stuff, and now he's into a lot of rock music. Now he was telling me about Slipknot, and now he loves Foo Fighters, Weezer, and Nirvana.
Now that's really interesting because I believe you were really into the hardcore scene back in Oxnard, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. How did that feel for you to kind of see your son going through a similar phase as
It's
you?
amazing. It's just amazing how stuff works out and how stuff goes full circle. And when he was growing up, I didn't know if he was gonna get into music, and I would try to force him to play drums, and he didn't want to do it. He wanted to play baseball and all that stuff. So I kind of just let him do his thing. And now he's playing drums. He's ripping on drums. He's into so much, cool music, and he's dressing cool. And I'm just really in awe.
Do you feel like you've shown him, you can not kind of get in the position now where you can show him some of your cool songs and be like, oh, you should listen to this dude?
Yeah, I think with my kids that the thing is, you have to show by your actions and just do it, and just know that they're always watching. And it's not so much like, check this out, son, like blah, 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 because I think that's when they kind of, whatever. I think my kids are always watching, but I think what they love the most is when I'm just being a dad.
Do you feel like you can also, you've tried to take them to certain like concerts as well to be like, look how cool that guy is, or you mainly kind of leave it to their own interests?
Yes. I'm really happy when they want to go to my concerts, and he just recently went to my concert at the Hollywood Bowl and was out there, and he I didn't ask him. I asked him because he was with his auntie and my sister, and I was like, did he like it? What do you think? And she said he was dancing and just like really hyped up, and so that means a lot. But, yeah, if I ask him, he'd probably be like, it was cool.
Wait a minute. He won't admit his dad's cool.
Yeah.
Do you think he will admit to his friends that his dad's cool, though? That's the real question.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, I don't expect him to, they're probably just like, he's so used to it, coming up. So, again, I think he just likes when I'm able to be in the house and chilling and just hanging out, watching movies with him, and taking his friends out to Chick-fil-A.
I also believe, like, you've spent a lot of time with them, obviously, filming this movie, but obviously you're not in dad mode. You're not, you're in, like, director mode, right? Was it difficult to work with not just a child, but your own son under those circumstances?
Yeah, because, naturally I'm always in dad mode, and especially my son, he's just a kid, and I want to protect him on set. And so, thank God he's such a natural, and I didn't have to... it wasn't much of a challenge, just making sure he was comfortable in the right atmosphere. And he was so prepared. He had acting lessons and was doing choreo and all this stuff. So he was so good that it made me have to get more on my game, honestly.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Did you have to get some acting lessons as well?
I did. Shout out to Sarah, the acting coach. And she spent a lot of time with my son. And I was doing a lot of work with directing and trying to do the music. So I didn't get to do as much. But... the character wasn't much of a stretch from who I am.
And who's the character?
His name is BJ. He plays a washed-up kind of musician that finds out he has a kid. So it was a lot of fun, and I know what it's like to, be a musician that things aren't going too well for you, but you feel like they should be. And he's kind of more of an oblivious kind of character that feels like he is a star, even though he's not really.
But it's funny though, because you're touring Malibu. Well, you've just recently toured Malibu in the US when sort of things were starting to really rise for you, right? How did it feel to revisit that album, that period of your life, like 10 years on?
Felt great. Brought back a lot of memories, and it was awesome to be able to give that back to the fans. Since the album's come out, I've seen how much the album means to a lot of the fans, and the album means a lot to us as well because it changed our lives. And there was a lot going on when the album came out, and a lot of people didn't get to experience the tour, so it was awesome to go back and play a lot of songs that we've never really even played live before, and create a show and experience for the fans. It was kind of like a thank you letter.
I think also at every show on that tour, you've also paid tribute to Mac as well. Why was it important for you to do that?
Oh, he was just a huge influence on my life, and gave me one of my, I feel like that one of my best songs, and he was one that really believed in that song. And I felt like it was important to close it out to, when he was around, I thought that we were always going to be hanging out. And so I think it's important to appreciate people while they're around and give them people their flowers, and really be present in the times that you have around people that you really cherish, because you never know when they'll be gone. So I wanted to honor him in that way.
It's really lovely. I think another way that you're doing that currently is you're going to star in Atlantis, the coming of age story about Pharrell Williams, right?
I don't know if I'm starring, but I do have a role in it. Yeah.
Well, you're going to have a role in the Pharrell Williams
We'll
movie.
see how the edit goes. Hopefully they kept me in there. Yeah.
What's he like as an actor? Because he's such a multi-hyphenate like you. Like, how is he on the acting side of things?
Pharrell, I didn't get to see him acting. I don't even know if he's actually in the movie, but I know it's based around his life and where he grew up. And I can say that there were amazing actors on set, and even people that I didn't even know that could act that were acting. I got to do a scene with Missy, and that was amazing. So I think he put together a very talented cast, and to work under Michel Gondry, the director, was just a dream of mine as well. So I'm excited to see the final product.
Amazing. And as a final note, you've done your DJing, you're gonna do this film and directing. What's in future for Anderson Paak?
Oh man, sky's the limit. But I would love to do more DJing. I'm thinking about doing a DJ Pee Wee album, do more film, directing, acting, and writing, and figuring out cool ways to tell stories, whether it's on the dance floor, on the big screen, or in your headphones.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time, Anderson. It was a pleasure to speak to you today.
My pleasure.
Thank you.